Hello students, welcome back. Today we are going to continue with the first lesson of history, that is the River Valley Civilization. This class is for 6th standard students. So we have already done the Indus Valley Civilization. Let's move on to the next civilization, that is the Mesopotamian Civilization. As you know, the most two important rivers during the Mesopotamian civilization were River Tigris and Euphrates. Now the area between these two rivers is called as Mesopotamia, which is now referred to as Iraq. Now the use of superior weapons by the invaders led to the downfall of the kingdom of Mesopotamia, of one kingdom, and the establishment of the other one. Now the first ones to come and rule in the Mesopotamian region were the Sumerians, and then came the Babylonians, Assyrians and Chaldeans. Now this is a map that shows you where Mesopotamia is. Now if you see, this particular region is Mesopotamia, and we have River Tigris and River Euphrates. Now because it was ruled by the Sumerians, they also came up with a place called as the Sumer. Here are the Babylonians, and we see these two, Akkad and Babylonia, the neighboring two places. Mesopotamian civilization is known for these four rulers, the Sumerians, the Babylonians and the Assyrians, the three rulers who ruled and made the civilization a great success. Now there are a few features that are associated with Mesopotamian civilization. Let us look at them. The first one is social structure. Now as we all know, every society has a social structure that they follow. Now Mesopotamian civilization had three different classes during that time. That is the upper class, the middle class and the lower class. The upper class consisted of all the kings, the priests, the noble people. The middle class were the traders, whereas the lower class were the slaves. The next feature is family. Now during Mesopotamian civilization, the head of the family usually used to be the father, and he would have complete control over his family. He also enjoyed a lot of privileges. The boys during that time were sent to school and were given education, whereas the girls were given classes only in music and dance, and the right of women were protected. Next is occupation. Now during Mesopotamian civilization, there were various occupations that were followed or practiced. The most common one and most accepted one of that age is agriculture. This is because since Mesopotamian region was between the two rivers, River Tigris and Euphrates, which obviously led them to a continuous flow of water for irrigation, they engaged themselves into agriculture. They built highly developed and elaborated system of irrigation. Also they use ox-drawn plough to grow crops. So here is a picture for you all which shows how they would practice agriculture. They would use ox-drawn plough and they use a highly developed system of irrigation so that they don't fall short of water through the year. So they had enough water through the year to cultivate crops. Next occupation is domestication of animals. So they had cow, sheep, goat, horse. These animals were domesticated by the Mesopotamians during that time. The next one is art and craft. The Mesopotamians during that age lacked with wood and stone. So they did not have enough wood and stone during that time. Hence they got into making bricks. They started baking bricks They also did metal work. They got into pottery. They did jewelries, statues. So this is a picture for you all. This is how they did pottery. Then jewelries and statues, metal work, brick making. The next occupation is trade and commerce. Since river Tigris and Euphrates were the main rivers of that time, they were the best source of transportation during that age. So all the crops that were grown by the Mesopotamians were traded from one place to the other through these channels. They also imported timber, wood. Hence, they had what they were lacking in. So since there was less of wood and stone during Mesopotamian region, they would import that and export the grains that they had grown. Seals, as we have already referred to during the Indus Valley civilization, that played a major role, also gave us a proof that the Mesopotamian civilization had good relations during that time with other regions. The next is religion. We are done with the occupations. Now we come to religion. Now every city-state during that time had their own god and they practiced their own rituals. They built tall towered temples, which is called as ziggurat. It was also called as, or it meant, the hill of heaven or mountain of God. It looked somewhat like this in structure. The ziggurat was a temple shaped with like a tower. It was built on sun-dried black brick. The ziggurat were considered the houses of gods. They believed that the gods lived in the ziggurats. The ceremonies were held outside the building. To access the ziggurat, there was a series of steps to the chapel at the top of the ziggurat. So they had to climb the steps to enter ziggurat. Now also you need to know that priests were given a lot of respect and importance during that time. And they were called as the kings. So this is another picture for you all of how the ziggurat looks like. Now let's move on to the next feature, that is writing. Obviously during that time, since they were lacking in wood, they could not have books to write on, or they could not have any writing material. So what they did was they wrote on clay tablets. So they had a small piece of clay tablet on which they would write. They would write on it with the help of a stick, a sharp stick, three-cornered, which was called as the stylus. And the kind of writing that they used was called as cuneiform. It was wedge-shaped. It was not alphabets. It was not words that we use now. It was like a symbol form, which is called as cuneiform. So here is an example of how it looked like, the clay tablet and the stylus and the kind of writing that they practiced. The script. Tablets baked in oven and hot sun were used to write their scripts. Now the script had more than 350 symbols. Like I said, they did not have alphabets during that age. Hence they used symbols. And they wrote from right to left. The next feature is invention. Today, if we know that 60 minutes make up 1 hour, the credit goes to the Mesopotamians, the Sumerians who came up with the sundial. The system of counting based on 60. So it depended upon the shadow, and they had their own way of studying it, where they had a count of 60 and they would have their time based on it. Our system of 1 hour, 60 minutes comes from Sumerian system. So this is how the sundial looked like. Now let's come on to the another important fact of Mesopotamian period, that is the Code of Hammurabi. About 1800 BC, the Babylonians conquered the Sumerian city-state of Mesopotamia. They made Babylon their capital city. They adopted many customs of the Sumerians. Hammurabi was one of the greatest king during that time, and he had certain codes or certain law. He got these laws carved on both sides of an 8 feet tall stone, and it was placed in a temple of Marduk. Now Marduk is a god that has been worshipped, or that was worshipped during that time. He was considered the supreme god. Now Marduk, like I said, was 8 feet tall stone, and there were 282 paragraphs of laws that dealt with every aspect of human life that was written or carved on that rock. Now the most important things about these laws were, the woman was given right to own property and to run business. The women were given liberty to own property and also to run business. They also protected the laws of Marduk, which was written on the stone Marduk, the Code of Hammurabi, protected the poor, the weak, the women, children and the slaves from all those people who had made some laws that were creating injustice to these people. So they protected all the rights, they protected these women, children, the poor from the injustice caused by the hands of the rich and powerful people. Also, there were punishment for the ones who did not follow these laws. So this is Lord Marduk, and this is how all the laws, the codes were carved. Now after the death of Hammurabi, emerged many other tribes that ruled Babylon. Assyrians came in 722 BC and developed the largest empire in Babylon. During 600 BC, one of the strongest king, Nebuchadnezzar, ruled over Babylon. He was the ruler of Chaldeans who came to throne. He rebuilt Babylon, came up with huge structures, buildings. But one of the most important thing that he did during that age was, he came up with buildings with huge terraces. Now this was something that his wife liked. Hence, there were a huge buildings with huge terraces and flowers and trees that were on that terrace. So they built new places with series of terrace, colorful flowers and trees hung over the sides of terrace. These roofs were called as the Hanging Garden of Babylon. So they were termed as, or they were called as the Hanging Garden of Babylon, which is considered as one of the 7 wonders in the world. So students, this was Mesopotamian civilization. I hope you've understood the Mesopotamian civilization. Also, you need to understand that Mesopotamian civilization came to its decline. So this is the garden that I was talking about, the Hanging Garden. Mesopotamian civilization civilization came to its decline only because river Tigris and Euphrates changed the direction, since it was called as the lifeline of the civilization and all the people depended for their food, for their livelihood on these two rivers. It changed the course of its flow, creating a lot of destruction. The winds and storms eroded all the structures and all the monuments that were built during that age. Hence, Mesopotamian civilization came to its end. So students, I hope you understood the features, the importance of why Mesopotamian civilization is still considered as one of the most important civilizations during that age. We will move on to the next civilization, that is Egyptian civilization and the Chinese civilization, in our next video. Thank you very much.